person that Marcus Garvey said, look for a person to be crowned in Africa or whatever, and they mistook it for Haile Selassie. The real Messiah or Messianic person, because there's multiple Messiahs based on the Dead Sea Scrolls. There's a book called The Messiahs of the Dead Sea Scrolls, saying there's more than one Messiah.
Right.
That the real Messiah that whole thing was talking about, that everybody put on Haile Selassie, was actually Bob Marley. His music had a greater impact on the world. People got to know of the Rastafarian movement because of what transpired based on the music. And I talked to Africans in West Africa, and they said that a lot of the countries that got decolonized in the early 1980s and throughout the 80s, they said that we got decolonized because of Bob Marley. They said when that music hit, number one, the music had rhythms that was closer to Africa. And they said when that music hit, they said we had revolution on our brains. And I talked to Africans that said this.
And also he promoted that, one love.
Yeah.
One love.
You see, there's a lot of things. So I just want to just put this. So this is a book, to get and stuff, because it's all in line with what we're talking about here.
Well, but also too, man, going back to Baltimore. Now, also in the Baltimore Sun, it also said it was I think the new guy from FEMA, David Paulson, whatever his name is. He made a statement in the pavement that said that they are not going to wait for Katrina to hit or any type of natural disaster to hit Baltimore. They said they get ready to move in Baltimore now. And they put a disclaimer in the paper that people don't have to really fear because the local authorities are going to be in control. Now, Bobby, come on. Now, when FEMA take over, the local authorities are shut down. So, in so many words, what I'm saying, that people in the Baltimore area, which includes myself, living in the Maryland area, people need to be watchful. You need to be very, very watchful on your surroundings and what's going on. And also, for those who don't know, Baltimore is also the port of the Moors. So I'm putting a shout out to all the Moorish brothers and sisters. Y'all need to be really awake right about now.
Yeah, we'll get into this Islam thing in a minute.
Right.
But it's interesting about that because talking about this creature and how they can basically design you to do something down the road, and although you thinking it's the environment around you, it can be an outside entity that's agitating and is setting the course for the entire environment. Let me give you an example of what's going on now. We know of MK Ultra, we know of implants, and we know of several things. Now, several things is going on as far as psychological warfare. In Philadelphia, this what's the date? April 29th, 2006. Since January 1 of 2006, they have had 114 murders. Now that was Thursday when I got the last thing. It was 114 murders. They're having 3 a day, and that's a good day. A bad day. No, that's a good day. That's a day when they didn't kill a lot of people. They're getting at least 3 people dying. So it might be up to 120 now since Thursday. But anyway, they got black men dying. They got more black men dying in Philadelphia than they got people in the Iraqi war, or soldiers that they reporting on in the Iraqi war, and that's a war zone.
A day.
A day. They're already up to 114. Let's say this is Saturday. They're probably up to 118.
A day.
118 since January.
Okay.
They're up to about 3 to 4 a day.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We just 4 months into the new year. You see, going on 5. But my point here is, and this is it. Now this is interesting. I said, when he told me this, he said, man, they killing each other. The brother Barsisi, one of my comrades, up in Philadelphia. When he told me that, I said, wait a minute, this is something that's being induced. Nothing happens in a vacuum. You see what I'm saying? Like that, something's not natural with these numbers and the way these things occur. So, now I'll give you one of the reasons on how they can do it in a minute. But he said that now here is the New World Order coming. This is the response. Because I said something is being induced. This is being programmed. And then the response came the other week. That the state of New Jersey, because you know Newark is the capital, and Newark is only like, what, 30, 45 minutes from Philadelphia. It's the capital of New Jersey. The state of New Jersey said that they got about a month. Philadelphia has about a month
Get it under control.
to get it under control and stop the killing, or otherwise the people from Philadelphia, mainly black people, we talking about profiling here, gonna have to present papers to go into New Jersey. So we talking some real New World Order stuff now. They setting up checkpoints, and remember now, this is only a catalyst for the whole country.
A test case.
It's a test case. You see what I'm saying? It's a test case. You see, the whole concept of any type of government thing here is based on, they've already declared it terrorists.
Right.
And so one of the whole things of any part of the government is, you know, how they make these laws is based on you got to be safe. Well, my point here is that there's a war going on in Iraq, and yet they got more black men dying in Philadelphia every day. That is equivalent to all of this so-called Patriot Act, Homeland Security, whatever, to take your rights and to cut down on terrorism. You see what I'm saying? So it's interesting here that this is going on. Now, let me give you an example of how you say, well, how does the government, how do the policy makers in D.C. or in Britain declare war on black people, and how can they induce a black person killing themselves in the streets in Philly? Well, let me tell you how it goes. One aspect, there's several. So like I say, MK Ultra, we just saw that happen. That Brian Nichols guy came and shot up the place and everything.
And knew right where to go.
Knew right where to go. Go and get the movie Demolition Man. He knew Demolition Man. He got out. He was froze. They implanted him. He knew right where to go. And guess what? He was programmed to the point that he couldn't kill the white man. The man who programmed him, he couldn't even kill him. In order to kill him, he had to throw the gun to a white man, and the white man killed the guy who programmed him. But isn't it interesting here, because on black crime, we're not programmed to kill white folks.
Right. Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And they showed this in the movie Demolition Man. Wesley Snipes, he could kill everybody. He could run them up, but he could not kill the elite. You see what I'm saying? And the guy said, "Don't you have some people to kill? I unfroze your behind so you can kill people." So we know it can happen. Let me give you an example. I was had an affair with a sister from Kansas in 2002 and in 2002 and 2003. So I used to fly to Kansas and go to see this sister, and the sister had a daughter. She said she came home one day and her daughter got this nigga up in the doggone living room, and this guy done killed 7 guys. And I said, wait a minute, hold on. This guy has killed 7 guys. He's been in prison, and yet he's out sitting in your living room, back in the black community. The first thing I told her, I said, that's an assassin. That's an assassin for the United States government or the global elite.
Seven murders now.
He's 7 murders now. He done killed 7 black men, but yet he's out walking around, and they got somebody that got caught with a marijuana.
Or some crack. And they
got life. I know a nigga that got stopped for a traffic ticket in Houston and got 6 years. Because he was selling some herb, and they couldn't catch him, because he was good at what so they got him for that. So my point here is this guy done killed 7 black men. He's supposed to be locked up forever.
And a day.
And if he killed 7 white men, he would be a mass murderer.
And probably executed by now.
Yes. That would be under the equivalent of a mass murderer. And we haven't had any of them yet. Let me tell you what happened, so. It's interesting here. He's sitting up in her, and I said, sitting up in her living room. She said, what this nigga got this nigga up, and this nigga done killed 7 people. I said, that's an assassin. They let him out on purpose. Later on that summer, that was in May. Later on that